Welcome back to infoSphere. Today we're diving into a fascinating topic: countries that are deeply dependent on China, whether economically, politically, or strategically. In today's globalized world, China has become a superpower whose influence reaches every corner of the planet. But there are certain nations that are so tied to Beijing that their very survival, growth, or stability hinges on China's involvement. Let's explore the 10 countries that can't survive without China. Number 10. Venezuela. Venezuela, once a wealthy oil-rich nation, has faced economic collapse, political turmoil, and international isolation. Amid the crisis, China has been one of the few powers that continue to engage with the government. Beijing has invested in energy infrastructure and provided loans, even when others pulled out. For Venezuela, this relationship has kept the lights on, literally and figuratively. China's role in helping maintain oil production, supporting public services, and offering diplomatic support at international forums has been indispensable. In the absence of Western cooperation, Venezuela's survival has become tightly linked to its ties with Beijing. Number 9. Serbia. Serbia is a key example of China's growing influence in Eastern Europe. As the country seeks to balance between the West and the East, it has increasingly turned to China for infrastructure investment and diplomatic support. Chinese companies have built roads, bridges, and even helped with healthcare during difficult times. Serbia sees China as a powerful partner that offers assistance without political conditions, unlike some European institutions. The relationship has helped Serbia grow and gain geopolitical importance. For a country outside the European Union, China offers an alternative path to development, making the partnership vital for Serbia's national agenda. Number 8. Iran. Sanctioned by much of the West and under constant pressure from the United States, Iran has found a strong partner in China. The two nations have strengthened ties in recent years, with major agreements covering energy, trade, and security cooperation. China has become one of Iran's most reliable partners, helping to stabilize its economy during difficult times. For Iran, China represents a way to bypass Western sanctions and continue its development goals. The partnership is strategic, long-term, and crucial for Iran's resistance to isolation. Without China, Iran's economy and political position would be significantly weaker on the global stage. Number 7. Myanmar. Myanmar's relationship with China has deepened, especially after the military takeover that led to global condemnation and sanctions. While many countries cut ties or reduced engagement, China maintained its relationship, offering support and investment. This backing has been essential for Myanmar, whose economy and government are under immense pressure. China's infrastructure projects, including pipelines and ports, are key to Myanmar's strategic importance. Politically, Myanmar needs China to shield it from international actions and to maintain a semblance of legitimacy. As long as Myanmar remains isolated from much of the world, China will be the only major power willing to prop it up. Number 6. Zimbabwe. In Africa, Zimbabwe stands out as one of the countries most reliant on China. Following years of political instability and sanctions from Western nations, Zimbabwe found itself increasingly isolated. China stepped in, offering financial assistance, development projects, and political support without the same demands for transparency or reforms. From mining to infrastructure, Chinese companies are involved in nearly every major sector in Zimbabwe. While the relationship has its critics, the Zimbabwean government sees China as an indispensable partner. In a country where other options are limited, China's role is nothing short of critical to maintaining development and economic survival. Number 5. Laos. Laos, a landlocked country in Southeast Asia, has embraced China's Belt and Road Initiative as a path toward modernization. With limited resources and infrastructure, Laos has depended heavily on China to build railways, roads, and dams. These projects have the potential to transform the country into a regional hub, but they also come with the burden of rising debt and influence from Beijing. China's involvement in Laos is not just about economics, it's about shaping the future direction of the country. For a nation with few other major allies, Laos's path forward is tightly intertwined with Chinese ambitions. Number 4. Cambodia. Cambodia has become one of China's most loyal allies in Southeast Asia. In return, China has poured in investment, built roads, bridges, and even political influence in the country. The Cambodian government often aligns itself with China's positions in regional matters, sometimes even going against broader ASEAN consensus. Chinese-backed developments have transformed major parts of Cambodia, especially in coastal areas. Despite concerns about sovereignty and rising national debt, the Cambodian leadership continues to court Beijing, as it sees China as the only power willing to invest heavily without interfering in domestic politics. Without China's presence, Cambodia's economy and infrastructure growth would face a major slowdown. Number 3. Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka's relationship with China has become both a lifeline and a cautionary tale. After years of civil war and economic struggle, Sri Lanka turned to China for massive development projects, including ports, highways, and power stations. However, some of these deals have drawn criticism for being lopsided and leading to debt traps. Yet, despite the controversies, Sri Lanka continues to rely on China's support, especially in times of financial crisis. When traditional institutions and Western allies hesitate, Beijing often steps in. For a small island nation trying to assert itself economically and politically, China remains a critical partner without whom it could falter. Number 2. North Korea. North Korea is perhaps the most dependent country on China in terms of survival. Isolated from most of the world due to its nuclear program and authoritarian regime, North Korea relies on China for almost everything, from basic food supplies and fuel to trade and diplomatic protection. Without China's continued support, North Korea would face extreme hardship, possibly even collapse. China acts as a lifeline to the regime in Pyongyang, ensuring its survival in exchange for maintaining a buffer between itself and US-aligned South Korea. The bond between the two countries is deeply pragmatic, but for North Korea, it's absolutely essential. Number 1. Pakistan. Pakistan and China have long been close allies, bound by both geography and shared strategic interests. From massive infrastructure projects to military cooperation, China plays a central role in Pakistan's development. The China-Pakistan Economic Corridor has transformed key parts of the country's infrastructure, offering roads, ports, and power plants that have brought in much-needed investment. Politically, China backs Pakistan on several international platforms, especially in matters involving regional conflicts. With its economy struggling and facing pressure from global institutions, Pakistan has increasingly leaned on China for loans, trade, and diplomatic support. Without China's backing, many of Pakistan's long-term plans and its financial stability would face serious setbacks. China's reach stretches far beyond its borders, and for these 10 countries, that reach is more than just influence, it's a lifeline. Whether through investment, diplomacy, or development, China has become a crucial partner that many nations can't afford to lose. But with dependency comes risk. These countries must navigate the fine line between partnership and over-reliance. As China continues to expand its global presence, the dynamics of these relationships will shape the future of international politics. If you found this video insightful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to infoSphere for more deep dives into global affairs. Let us know in the comments which country you think is most dependent on China, or which relationship surprised you the most. Until next time, keep exploring.